Hey everyone, and a huge thank you for taking your time to be here today for this interview with the absolutely fantastic Madhurima Sappatti, who is one of our coaches here at Coaching Minds. If you do have any questions for Madhurima throughout this live, or if you're watching the replay, just drop them in the comments box below and we'll get back to you. But before we open up, Madhurima, I just want to say thank you so much for taking your time to be here. I know it's late in India at the moment. I think it's around 10:30 p.m. your time. So thank you for taking out the time to be here and to share your experience with Coaching Minds. I really appreciate it.
No worries at all. You know, I'm a night owl, so it's all cool. Super excited to be here and yeah, be on the space. Hi
And obviously, you can see Dell's tuned in. Yep, so Dell's saying hello to us both. We've got a lot of other people tuned in as well. So please don't be shy. Please feel free to say hi to Madhurima. We'd love to hear from you. So, Madhurima, just to open up, let's tell everybody a little bit about who Madhurima is and what it was that got you into coaching.
Oh, big question, but all right, let's go. Let's dive into this. I am Madhurima Sappatti. I am a freedom soul coach who loves to support multi-passionate, ambitious dreamers manage their stress and prevent burnout so that they can go ahead and do all the things they love doing without their own selves holding them back. I am also a trainee transformational coach with Coaching Minds at the moment. And what got me into coaching is a long story, but long story short, I got really intrigued with the concept of coaching during the pandemic when a lot of my inner circle peers were getting into coaching. And I was like, this kind of sounds interesting. And so I dived a bit deeper into it because earlier I thought it was all about quote unquote giving advice, which I was very good at. People always used to come to me, have conversations, ask me for advice, and I was like, yes, I can do that. But then as I learned more about coaching and dived deeper into it, I realized that that's not what it is, and it's holding space. But at the end of the day, it was supporting other people, and yeah, I love supporting other people. So once I went down that rabbit hole, I never really came out. I was just like, this is interesting. There are so many layers. And honestly, I'm still a rookie in the coaching industry. I have barely scratched the surface. So I'm excited to keep learning, keep growing, and Coaching Minds is a great space for doing that. But yes.
No, wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. It's great to hear your passion and what you do to help people through stress, multi-passionates through stress and burnout. Really wonderful to hear that. So thank you so much for sharing that. And I think that's something that all coaches start to face when they first enter the world of coaching is that transition from advice to questions. And sometimes it can take us a while to understand why. And the key reason why is a lot of people are looking for the right answers, but they're asking the wrong questions. If you want the right answers, you've got to ask the right questions. And a coach is skilled and up to ask you the right questions to get you the answers that you need in order to progress. And it's harder to think of the right question than it is to try and think of what we perceive as the right answer. A lot of a more
So
difficult
true.
job.
So
So
true.
so thank you for being here today, Madhurima. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. And the next question I had for you today is, what is it that attracted you to Coaching Minds?
Hmm. So I'm gonna be really real here, Paul, with you and for anyone who's watching. The very first thing that attracted me was how affordable Coaching Minds was and how um, I was currently looking to get certified. I'm still in the process of getting certified. I'm in the last lag of certification, but I was interested in getting certified because honestly, as a stress and burnout coach, and I get it, right? Like, you don't want someone who doesn't have the proper qualifications and understanding of the different tools in the coaching world to step in and hold space for your employees and potentially have an inverse reaction. Like, that intention doesn't exist, but then there are times when we slip into advice mode when we are put into difficult situations, or there might be different things that might happen. And so the very first thing that I was attracted to for Coaching Minds was how affordable it was, and the fact that I was getting certified at level 5 certification in the Coaching Mind space. But then as I explored it a bit more, one of the things that I realized and that I absolutely loved is that um, a lot of the tools that's mentioned in Coaching Minds, it took me 2 years to figure it out. Right? Like, it was a lot of experimentation, a lot of, oh, this works, this doesn't work. I should be doing more of this. My client didn't like this, so maybe I should kind of take it a bit back and I shouldn't do something like this, right? All of these things, it took me 2 years to figure out. And then in coaching minds, and I was a bit bitter about this in the beginning. I was like, everything's here, and I didn't know back then that there was a space like coaching minds. So I was just like, oh man, if I had something like this 2 years ago when I first started my journey, things would have progressed so much easier and quicker. And I think that's what coaches are all about, right? Like collapsing the timeline to get you to the space that you want to be in. And I think coaching minds is a space where there are so many resources at the tip of your hands. And one of the best things about coaching minds, I think, is the fact that just if you complete everything that you've done so far, that information is not lost. It's still at your fingertips. And so you can still go back to it and like, oh, I forgot something like this. And you have told this to me. There are times when I was like, I want support in this, I don't know how to go about it. And you're like, head over to module number 3. That's where all the questions are. Whatever you want is there. I'm like, ah. See, that's what I love. So yeah, one of the first things that attracted me to coaching minds was how affordable it was, and I wanted to get certified. But then, as and when I kind of dug deeper into it, I just found a bountiful of resources that were available that I could always look at, and I could always kind of be like, okay, this I remember that this was in this module, and so I can check that out if I'm struggling with something. And yeah.
No, thank you for sharing all that wonderful feedback. I really, really appreciate it. I'm sure our team who's tuned in appreciate it as well. So thank you so much. I think one of the things that we really, and I'm glad it's coming across, and I think a couple of our members have mentioned this, is the affordability. We really want to be affordable for people who are interested in serving the world or interested in coaching. It's one of our missions is to make coaching affordable across the globe. And I am conscious that we are a lot cheaper than a lot of other organizations that are at our level. And we live in this world where if it's not expensive, it's not good quality. And I want to break that myth. I want to break that bad thinking pattern. You can still add and provide a lot of value by a cheaper service. And you just got to see where your heart lies and what is important to you. For me, it's serving people, not about money. We're here to give people opportunity, ignite opportunities for people, and through that change the world through coaching. So thank you so much for sharing that, Madhurima. I really appreciate that. And I know sometimes it can be a pain, myself and Adele, when we say go and check out this module, go and check out that tool, go and check this out. And we don't give you the answer, but we really want to train you to be self-sufficient. We operate with this model. We want to be able to give you a fishing rod so you can go and fish rather than keep providing you with fish. So I know
Yeah.
sometimes it can be a little bit frustrating, but it's the way we
I
want to build our coaches up.
No, honestly, I am deeply appreciative because I hate the concept of spoon feeding. Like, here you go, everything's on a silver platter. Never been like that for me, and I would never want it to be like that, where everything is easily accessible. And I'm not saying that, yes, abundance mindset, bad. I'm not saying that, but I am also the kind of person who wants to search for her own answers and figure out that this might be a good answer, this might not be a good answer. So yeah, you know what, I deeply appreciated that you give access, and once again, there is so much information available. Why not go and check it out, and then look through the material, figure out this work, this didn't work, and then come back to you and ask for more support rather than starting from scratch. I absolutely love it. No worries at
Yeah.
all.
And I learned that from one of my great leaders and mentors in my past times that used to do the same thing to me, and it stuck with me. And I understood the importance of why he used to do it. At the time, it was frustrating, but now I understand the
Mm.
importance of doing so because it makes us and helps us grow. So we've got a lot of people tuned in. So I'm just going to bring in a few highs. We've got a question from Adele as well. So Donna's tuned in. Donna's saying hi. Priya's here. She's saying hi. Chris Oko is tuned in. Good evening, Chris. Welcome here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Priya. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Adele, for spending your time. Donna is saying it's affordable, but the standards are
So
high.
true.
Thank you so much, Donna. I really, really appreciate that. And the question from Adele is, did that the course was accredited play a role in your decision to join Coaching Minds?
Definitely. I'll tell you why. So, I am a very cautious person by default. And so, when I first saw how affordable the course was, there was that bit of the very mindset that you're breaking or you're trying to break. I was in that mindset. I was like, is this real or is this fake? Because this doesn't seem real. And I honestly went up to the EMCC website, searched for you, and saw that there was a lot of proof behind it. Like, you're not just sharing the fact that yes, I'm accredited by EMCC, I mean the course is accredited by EMCC and all of these things. I went and I searched for the proof, and once I was satisfied, like, okay, this is good. So definitely did play a role because I'm very cautious by default. And so I mean, it was kind of crazy how affordable the course was, right? I would have paid $2,000, $3,000 for what you guys are providing right now, but it was pretty affordable, and I was just like, dang, this is amazing. So yeah, it definitely did play a role.
Yeah. No, excellent. No, and you can check out, and that's one little tip I think for everybody who's tuned in, who's thinking about going to get their accreditation in coaching, is please, we talk about EMCC, ICF, Association for Coaching, but you can actually go to their website and you can search their register just to make sure when they got the accreditation, what level their accreditation's at, and how long that accreditation lasts for before it needs to be renewed. So you can see how long they've been in the market, how long they've been established, and the quality that they're providing. So just recommend check out their website, type it in. And like you
Yeah.
did, you found us on the EMCC, which is wonderful, and you've probably found me as an individual on there as well. So great stuff.
Sorry about
Okay,
stalking you.
everyone seems to be stalking me at the minute, so I need to be a little bit concerned now. Joke. So no, thank you for sharing that. And I think you've shared a little bit to answer this question already. But what is it that you like most about the Coaching Minds Accredited program?
I think the biggest thing that comes to my mind is how you and Adele are both always available to support us. So, as a coach, there are times where, I have been a coach for 2 plus years, so I have had my fair share of experience in coaching. But then there are still times where I'm like, how do I go about this? And I asked a question about this, I think, the other time, where I was like, I want to offer a tool, but I don't know if that is advice mode or if it is not. And I mean, I'm saying advice mode because that has what's been playing in my mind a lot these past few days, with the people that I'm supporting in coaching. And so I love how accessible both you and Adele are, and how quickly you respond to stuff. And that this is one of the best things about Coaching Minds, is that even after your certification ends, they are still available to support you through it, which I find is pretty amazing. Like, a lot of places will be like, okay, fine, here's a certification, go out there in the world and play. You guys do the same exact thing, but then you are also providing that additional layer of support, where you're like, go play out there, but if you fall down and if you're struggling with something, you can come back and ask us, and we'll be more than happy to support you with it. And I feel like that is something that is really, really powerful. I absolutely love the support that both you and Adele provide, and all the events that you guys do, for coaches, for the people out there who are looking into coaching, for the awareness that you're creating. I feel like that's really powerful. um, there is a lot of power behind creating awareness. I feel like it's always needed, right? Like, you're constantly creating awareness for new things, for old things, making it a reminder, making it a, hey, I don't know if this came past you or not, but then this is something that we recently celebrated World Environment Day. This is something we are celebrating. Here's how we support. How do you? So you're igniting conversations. You're igniting those spaces for people to connect, like-minded people to connect. So absolutely love that as well. So supervision and a lot of the events that you do that ignites that conversation. I feel like those are the two most amazing things about Coaching Minds outside of the course. I absolutely love the course. I mean, that can take an entire entire interview. I can go on and on about it, but outside of the amazing, amazing course that you've created and all the resources that you've provided us with, uh, you have the books that, and you know this. I am someone who likes to access information by reading as opposed to watching videos, and I know that there are times when while watching a video I might zone out, but I also am aware that, okay, you know what, I can always look into the books and all the information that's there to actually have a much more in-depth understanding of the tools that is being provided. So absolutely love that.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that, Madhurima. And I love how much you engage and how much you get involved in the other events that we do outside of the coaching. You know, we're really big here at Coaching Minds about social responsibility, social impact, and thinking and doing things a bit wider than just our day job. How do we actually, as coaches, make a bigger impact to our society? How do we start to take responsibility for other challenges that we are facing as a society? So really, really appreciate that and how you get involved with that. That's really great. And I'm glad that our supervision team is really showing that they're there, that they're accessible. You know, we're not there all the time, but we do have a 24 hours level of service. So if you respond, we aim to get back to you within 24 hours. But generally, there's one of us in the hub there to pick up the question and answer whatever it is that you're struggling with. So we do try and be present. So I'm glad that that has been felt. So thank you so much for sharing that. And we're really grateful to have you on our program. So thank you so much for being here with us. So I'm just going to bring in some stuff. We've got Priya saying, absolutely agree with you. Same program is very ethical and of excellent standard, let alone the unlimited support from supervisors. So again, thank you so much for echoing those words, Priya, and the support that we give you. And I think it's important to note that we're here to give you that support after you've accredited as well, after you've certified. So Priya certified with us almost a year ago now. So congratulations, Priya, on your nearly year birthday on being a certified coach. So thank you for sharing that. And we're still here to support our certified coaches with supervision as well. So Priya saying that's a huge part that many programs don't offer. The guidance and support is priceless. Thank you so much, Priya. Really appreciate that. And she's saying, just wanted to give a big shout out to my supervisor, Adele Jacobs. So AJ, she's called her there. So excellent. We've got another question coming in, Madhurima. So thank you so much, Donna. You've been asking some brilliant questions in these interviews. So thank you for this today for Madhurima as well. She said, where has been your biggest growth as a coach since doing this course?
Thank you for that amazing question, Donna. And I think personally for me, my biggest growth has been in just revisiting a lot of those old concepts. And this is something that I just got out of a coaching call, and this is something that one of my clients told me, where she was like, she has been coaching with me since I started 2 years ago. We've been coaching on and off, and she told me that your style has completely changed, and a huge contributor to that was the emergent style coaching that was discussed, I think, in module 3 or something, where it's a lot about just stepping back and witnessing and observing and allowing the other person to explore their own emotions. And I think that has been a really huge contributor, because before that I have heard from a lot of my mentors that, oh, you know what, silence is powerful, silence is powerful. I didn't really know how to put it into play, but then with a lot of the practice that I've been doing so far, emergent style coaching is something that I'm really kind of stepping into as a coach. And that has been one of the biggest growth factors for me, because my client literally told me today that the way that you coach has completely shifted, and in such a good way, because she was telling me how it took time for her to be vulnerable, but not anymore with the kind of coaching that I'm doing. It gives her more space to open up and be more present and not feel judged, because of, like, she didn't feel judged before, but then there is that presence of, I'm here to hold that space for you, you can just show up however you want to. So yeah, that has been the biggest growth factor I feel personally as a coach since doing this course.
No, wonderful. No, thank you so much for sharing that. That emergent style coaching is such a powerful technique, such a powerful way to coach individuals. And like you said, it's known when to use it and when not to use it, when to tune into your intuition. So thank you so much for sharing that. Really powerful way to, or powerful method to bring into your coaching practice. And Priya's just in here. Yay, coming up to the year. Thank you. Thank you so much, Priya, and congratulations on your first birthday of being a certified coach with us. So that's amazing. So, Madhurima, I have two questions left for you. So, anybody else has any more wonderful questions for Madhurima, please drop them in the comments box below. Now's your time. Now, this question, Madhurima, I want people to answer honestly. We had Joyce Roy who said yes and no and had a reasons for. A lot of people said yes previously on these interviews, but I want you to answer this honestly. And it is, would you recommend Coaching Minds to any future aspiring coaches? And if so, why would you recommend us?
Love the question. So I think I'm kind of going to go back to what Joyce Loy said, and that would be yes and no. And there's two reasons why. Yes, because it's an absolute banger of a course, and there's a lot of amazing information that's available. I've been pretty much going on about it. It's really powerful, the kind of new techniques, the new tools that are present, that are available. The reason why I say no is solely because it depends from person to person. Like, I wouldn't just say yes, this is my holy grail answer, yes, right? It depends from person to person, and I personally believe that you need to actually, before saying yes to anyone for that matter, but yes, especially for a coaching program, is to actually see how well you align with their values, what they are presenting, their mission, and how they are showing up for the coaches that are present in the space. You need to kind of do a bit of research. I know I sound like a bit stalkery, I'm sorry, Paul. But then you have to do the research. You have to actually sit down and figure out that, okay, you know what, this might not be the best fit for me. Okay, there are other places that you can check out, or this might be a great fit for me, so yes for that. So I think I'm not saying no to the course in general. I'm just saying no in the sense, like, don't take my word for it. Actually experience some of the things that Coaching Minds puts out and see if you vibe with them. See if you like their energy, like the support that they're providing. And if you feel that's a huge yes, step into it. Step into it, and you will not have any kind of fault. I mean, you won't regret that decision. So don't take my word for it. Actually experience what is being presented, and if you vibe with it, go for it.
Yeah, and I really appreciate that, Madhurima, because I really feel like, whenever you're making a decision, there needs to be that alignment of values, and hopefully we're putting the right values out there as coaching minds in terms we want to make it affordable, we want to make it accessible, we want to create a community, we want to encourage collaboration, we want our coaches to work together. A lot of positive feedback we've had from other interviews is that they like how all of our coaches interact, how they support each other, how they connect, how they're willing to learn, willing to help each other grow. And for me, what's important is to keep bringing coaches in that are aligned with that. Because if we bring one or two coaches that aren't, that are very selfish, very about themselves, they don't want to collaborate, they don't want to do this, it can really kill that community ethos. So even when I have coaching calls, I'm still mindful about the people that we allow in without any blocks or barriers to entry. And obviously, people want to pay for that. But I'll have the conversation, see the conversation, just to make sure that this is the right place for them and the right platform, because we want to grow. We want to grow, and I say this a lot. If our coaches don't succeed, then I feel like we don't succeed as an organization. I don't want us to be one of these organizations where we just give you a certification and then off you go. We're there to support you. We want to see you succeed. So we will give our time and energy to make that happen. And that's really important for me. I think it's really important for our supervisor team and everybody in Coaching Minds as well. This The power of collaboration is incredible. It's hard to explain. A lot of people don't get that. They need to have that growth mindset. But collaboration is what really is going to help people go far and really help them really succeed. So it's, there's so much learning, so much wisdom from our coaches. It's fantastic. So thank you for sharing that, Madhurima. And now finally, again, I'm encouraging people, please drop any questions that you have for Madhurima in the comments box below, because I have one final question for you, Madhurima. I don't know if there's something you want to share there. You came off mute before I asked the final question.
I was just coughing, sorry.
No worries. No, excellent. So the final question is, you've talked about a bit about what you do at the beginning in terms of being a Freedom Soul coach, working with stress management, helping people avoid burnout. So what is next for Madhurima? Where are you taking your coaching next?
Nice. Thank you so much for asking that. I feel like I am currently in a space where I'm offering a couple of things. One, in collaboration with Coaching Minds, the coaching rooms that I'm building up at the moment. That is an amazing place for you to actually check out how to manage your stress, like an amazing tire for you to kind of join and see if it works for you, if it vibes with you, something that I was talking about earlier. But I am offering a couple of different things. I am working on an amazing I have had two masterminds so far, so I want to build up a really huge, this is the first time it's out there, a really huge event every year, which will be called the Freedom Fest, where I am planning on inviting wellness coaches, healers from all around the world to share some of their tips with stress management and make it a much more global kind of event and remind people that it can be fun. So that's one thing that's happening. I'm splitting the kind of coaching I provide. So it's still going to be one on one, but then this is a very funny terminology. I am sorry, Paul, but so it's either going to be a one night stand or a relationship. So a one night stand is a one on one coaching where you have a coaching call with me, you see if it vibes, you see if you feel good about it. But then there is no strings attached, right? Like if you enjoy it, yay. If you don't, no matter at all. And then there is a relationship, which is my signature coaching program, Agni, that I'm planning on building up even further. There is a lot of resources in there that people can walk away with. It's kind of taking off the same philosophy that Coaching Minds has, that once you do the program or the course, it doesn't end there. So there is a constant addition of resources that will happen, that will be available to people whoever joins the signature coaching program. But yeah, two three things happening. One is the coaching room, one is the one night stand, and the relationship based coaching. The next thing is the Freedom Fest that I'm doing. And yeah, I think That's pretty much it. There are a lot of other things that's happening, but for now, that's pretty much it. I don't want to reveal too much too soon.
No, amazing. Sounds like you're doing some really great work, and I really like that phrase that you've got, Freedom Fest. I think it's really catchy, and it's gonna. And if you're pulling people from around the world, that sounds like it's gonna be an amazing event. Not too sure how the marketing's gonna go down or how people will receive the one night stand in the relationship. Hopefully, they get,
I know. It's
hopefully they
a
get
funny
that
season.
connection, but we'll see. We've got to try these
That's
things
it.
and see what happens from there. But no,
Yeah.
interesting perspective there on how you're marketing that, and I can see the
Yeah.
connection. So I hope other people can pick that up too. So no, it
Yeah.
sounds like you're doing some really wonderful work, Madhurima. So thank you for sharing that. There's no other comments or questions that have come through. For some reason, I'm unsure why it's not feeding comments from Facebook. So if you are here today and you have said hello and you're feeding it through, there is an issue I've noticed when I've gone back to every interview that Facebook is not pulling the comments through. So I need to check that. Apologies, I will get back to all your comments, and Madhurima will get back to any questions that you've asked as well. Madhurima, what I'll do is I'll tag you in it if there's a question specific for you on Facebook. So apologies for that not coming through here into our streaming platform. But I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who has asked the questions, who's been here to support Madhurima on this interview today, and a special huge thank you to Madhurima for taking the time out so late in India, for giving us such kind and positive feedback. I really appreciate that, Madhurima, and for you sharing that with everybody today and whoever watches on the replay. So huge thank you, Madhurima. I want to wish you a wonderful evening, and everybody else, wonderful day, evening, wherever you are in the world, and we'll all catch up soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone who tuned in. Huge, huge thanks to you guys.
Thank you.
Awesome.